Hi, so I'm going to show you how to access library databases. If you are on the Salem State University Library homepage, you see a box where you can enter some keywords and do a search. You also see a drop-down box for research guides and databases as well. If you are on a research guide, I am on the Secondary and Higher Education Research Guide under the Articles and Databases tab. See a page that will list and describe articles and databases. It's good for education research. On this guide here, you can see that there's a link that will take you to the main library homepage. And also there's a link here for a full list of our library databases. So to start start accessing databases, I'm gonna go to key databases to start. And the best database to work with is Education Research Complete. So Education Research Complete is the go-to one for education. Has articles from journals and magazines and newspapers. So I'm going to click on that link that says Education Research Complete. Now, when you click on that link, you probably see a screen that looks like this, especially if you are off campus. So all you have to do is just enter your navigator, your email, username, and password. And then once you do that, it will take you back to this page. So again, we clicked on Education Research Complete. And it's powered by EBSCO. So EBSCO is the name of the database, is the name of the vendor, the company. And Education Research Complete is just one of their many databases. To the right here, there's a link, Choose Databases. So if I click on that link, it opens up a box that has a list of all the EBSCO databases. So for our search, I'm going to click on these two academic ones up at the top because these two academic one has articles in all the different subject areas. And let's see, we're going to click on ERIC. Notice that Education Research Complete's already checked off. To the right, I'm also going to click on Teacher Reference Center and the Professional Development Collection. So those are our major education databases. Notice to the right of each of these titles, there's a little notepad. So if you mouse over it, it tells you what that particular database is. So once I check off what I want, I click on OK. So now there's this show all link. So if I click on that, you can see a list of all the databases that we just checked off. And we can do our search for our topic. Social justice in the classroom, click on search. And you can see our results just a little bit over 1,800. And from here, that's a little too much. You probably want to refine your results a bit. So at this point, what kind of articles are you looking for? Are you looking for scholarly peer-reviewed articles? So scholarly peer-reviewed articles are sort of the original research where the author has done some sort of study, experiment, or a survey or a questionnaire. Within the article, you'll see like an introduction and materials and method, results discussion, conclusion section. I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. So if that's something what you want, check off scholarly peer-reviewed articles, and then our results down to 1,500. You may also want to limit your search by most recent articles. So we can see there's a little slide bar where you can limit your search by publication date. So say within the past 5 years or maybe 10 years. Okay. So when you do that, you can see it dropped our results down to under 1,000. So here's our results. Let's work with what we have here. So let's take a look at number 6. So number 6, you can see here's the article title. Right below that, you have your authors. And then in italics here, you have the name of the publication. And then you have your publication date, the volume number, issue number, and page number, and some subject terms. So let's click on the title. So when you do that, it gives you a little more detailed view of the article itself, your authors, your publication, and the subject terms. So these are the terms associated with this particular article. Some other words you may want to consider as well. And here's your abstract. So to the left here, we have the link for PDF full text. So I can click on that link. And it takes you to this article. So here we have about 9 pages of this article. You can see the title up at the top, the author, the introduction. And so remember our search, we limited our search to scholarly peer review. So we have the introduction section here. And then right after that, you see some literature review. So other studies that the authors have looked at. And then after the literature review section, you run into their materials and methods section. You know, what type of tool or equipment they use, who the participants were in this study. You also see a list of you also see their results section, some data, some charts, perhaps, and their discussion section, and their limitations and conclusions. And in the last few pages are their list of references. So this is what a scholarly article looks like. Those different sections that we just looked at. And usually they're 7, 9, 10, 15, 20 pages long. To the right here are some other tools that you may want to look at as well. You can see that you can save this article to your computer, to your laptop. You can print the article out. You can email this article as well. Email it to yourself. You know, if you're working on a group project, email this article to your classmates. Email the article to your professor and say, hey, professor, can you take a look at this article? Is this good for my research assignment? And there's also a cite button. So when I mouse over this button here, it says cite. So if I click on it, it cites the article for you in the major citation styles. So education and social sciences, we're working with the APA style. So pretty much you can copy and paste that onto your research paper. It's not 100% perfect, you still have to double check. So usually with the APA style, only the first letter, that first word is supposed to be capitalized. Everything else that you see there is lowercase, except if it's names or proper nouns. So let's go back to our results. So we looked at number 6. Let's take a look at number 5. Number 5, you can see that it doesn't have that full text icon. So you see this orange button, this is find full text. So that means the EBSCO databases that we're looking at now doesn't have this article. But it knows that Salem State subscribes to other databases, other vendors. So if I click on that orange button that says find full text, it'll open up a page that looks like this. And then all you have to do is just click on one of those 2 links, and it'll direct you to the full text of this article. Let's look at number 1. So number 1, we don't see the PDF full text. We don't see that orange button that says find full text. Instead, it says request this through interlibrary loan. So that means we do not have this article anywhere in our databases. So if you really want this, we can still get it for you. Just click on that link that says request through interlibrary loan, and it takes you to this online form. All you have to do is just fill this out. Fill out your name and your contact information. The Clipper card barcode number, that is your library card number, which is on the back of your Clipper card, and it starts with 21506. All right. So fill that out. Those cost, there's no cost. I'd say like 99.3% of the time it's free. The other 0.7%, there may be a small little fee, maybe like $3 or $5. But our interlibrary loan department will get in touch with you before they move forward with this request. So again, for the most part, it's free. And then the article information is all filled out for you, and then just click on submit on the bottom left. So our interlibrary loan department will see who owns this article. The owning library will then email the article to our interlibrary loan department, which will then forward this article to you to the email address that you provided on this form as a PDF file. So all you have to do is just open up your email, click on the PDF file, and that's it. You can see the article. There's no need for checking out or returning it. If you don't like it, just delete it. Requesting articles, I'd say it takes on average about 2 to 4 days, sometimes a couple days or so. but you still need to plan ahead when you request items through interlibrary loan. Okay. So that's a look at using the EBSCO databases. From this point on, you should still continue your search, try other keywords, and you may also want to try other databases as well. So if I go back to the research guide here, again, we were under key databases to start. We looked at, we clicked on education, research complete. You may also want to look at this one here, education database. So education database, when I click on it, it looks like this. So it looks a little bit different. This is a different vendor, different company. Think of these as different malls. You have your North Shore Mall, your Burlington Mall, Square One Mall, Liberty Tree Mall. That's what EBSCO and ProQuest are. They're different malls. And then within those malls are the different stores. So remember in EBSCO, we checked off like 5 or 6 different databases. Those are the different stores. And this one here, this one is called Education Database. So that's a different store within this particular mall called ProQuest. So you do your search in the search box, you click on search. And then when you do that, you can see that our results are a little bit different than what we looked at in EBSCO. So you can see there's almost 55,000 articles. Make sure this is sorted by most relevant because you want to have the most relevant article up at the top here of your results. And then peer reviewed. So if you're looking for peer reviewed scholarly articles, you check that off. You can see our results is cut in half, and you can also limit by publication date. So at this point, look at your results, see what works for you. If you have any questions, let me know. My contact information is on this guide. The best way to reach out to me is by email, and I'd be happy to help you out. So take care, and thanks. Bye-bye.